fuck is the order? Right, max invited soups invited, cows next. I do need to keep a spot open for Jesco and the McLaren reserve. So we'll just invite 3 for now. Well, I guess I'll invite Ben. Kua's invited. Dan's next. I don't even know if I've got Dan added, in all honesty. I have just realised Maz added me though. That's who the fuck that was. I need 2 slots open. So McLaren's open. There's a Ferrari seat open. We've got space for 2 reserves. No, 1 reserve. I can re-invite Lebanese. God, I hate doing lobby stuff, mate. It's so confusing sometimes. Because you don't know who the fuck you're inviting. Especially when people have issues as well. It's a nightmare. There's still space. Oh, so we're waiting on Lebanese to fucking rejoin. Mate, you cannot add me right as the fucking lobby starts. I know you had to restart your PC, but you've been chatting for the last 20 fucking minutes. That is a piss take and a half. Your name isn't even on my fucking list. Unless it's that. What's that? Right. I can now pull up the stream chat. And Callum, thanks for the follow. Let's go, Aston. Let's go. Yeah, let's hope for a better weekend than last time. I think you've got a reserve driver, a free agent, today, because there's no Ronnie. Yeah, I'll be Cal. So everyone's in the seats that they're supposed to be after all the chaos. I'm going to have to get a bit stricter, I think, maybe with the attendance, just people joining fucking last minute. No, I sent them like yesterday. Oh. Well, Cal. It hasn't been updated. I can hear engines going. I think that's Jessica in the Ferrari. Will be the first person to leave the garage. No, it won't. So Williams down the field. Is that Nesby? I've got no idea. I don't think it is. I think it... who is it? Who's gone out on track? Is it... Ah, it's Kuon. Or Calzinho. I'm not saying it right, but it's Calzinho. In the Williams reserve driver. Debut race for them. Be interesting to see what they do. I haven't seen them on an F1 league for about a year now. So we'll see how they are on F1 25. You're terrified, Kyle. After your fucking dominant run yesterday, I don't think you've got... Not yesterday, last week. I don't think you've got anything to worry about. Fortunately for you. Although Bahrain Turn 1 is quite scary. However, as long as you leave a car's width on the entry, you're all good. So you're required to leave. There's a car's width. People rushing out of the pit lane today, aren't they? Look at that. That's what I'd say nearly the entire field's out. 17 cars out on track. We've got an 18th leaving the pit lane now. That will be Ben Klipchew, the reserve driver, free agent. Yeah, neither McLaren showing up today. One of them didn't do attendance at all, and the other one declined last minute. So we've got two reserves in the McLaren. Both Alpines are here. I'm curious to see what they'll do because they had a brilliant race last week out in Spain. But as Casino begins the lap, will be the first car to set a lap time in this race as long as they don't invalidate. Small lock up into the first corner, touching the curb on the entry as well. Let's go on board with them. DRS open at the rear, coming down into turn of 4 at nearly 200 miles an hour. Flick of the steering wheel, get the apex nice and tight. Full throttle out on the apex. Really using the coast right there. You can use them on this game. You can really use them. Oh, a little bit wide for Casino there. Bit slow on the exit as well. That is the trouble with third gear. Really do bog down in some slow speed corners. Got Richie in the chat, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Russ, calling Jesco a goat. I'd probably put money on that being Jesco. I'm kidding. Now, if I knew how to start a prediction, I would. But I would also have to type all of that out as, well, purple sector 2 in the middle for Ku on here. Because they are the first person to complete sector 2. Come out the final corner. Pretty good line, I'd say. I'm not really too sure. I haven't played this game enough. But across the line, they will come to the first lap in the session. The benchmark will be a 29.0. And there is a V-carb starting a lap just behind, I think. As Thomas James crosses the line, goes 300ths quicker than Kilon. That's provisional pole. That's your new benchmark. As Max crosses the line, 29.9. Jess goes P3 just ahead of Max in the Ferrari. I need to go down the field. I think there is a Red Bull up next. Is that Airy Hop? No, it's not. It is Dr. Braden who goes slowest of the lap time so far. Airy Hop's going to cross the line though with a 28.7. New provisional pole for you. As well, say that. Kyle immediately beating that by 0.6 of a second on the opening lap. There's a Mercedes up next. Is that Hotshot Hippo? No, it's not. I don't know who that was. I think that, it was Gabite. There you go, slowest, just behind Braden by a 10th. Aston Martin will cross the line. That's not Philly Dutt. It's Cal, the reserve driver. 30.0, 100th behind Braden. As Philly Dutt will now cross the line. Goes 5th fastest, 0.3 behind Airy Hop. Jamie crosses the line. That's P4. A couple hundredths behind Dizam, who we kind of completely forgot about. And Jamie's teammate Lucas will go just ahead of him by 0.009 of a second. Let's go down the order. Let's go have a look at Ben. Ben's invalidated his lap, unfortunately. We'll jump on board with Ronco because I believe he's next. 18.1 in that middle sector. No. 18.1 as he finished the middle sector. Through the final corner he comes, using 4th gear on the exit. Different to what we saw Calzino using. Yeah, I'm going to keep calling different names. It's a 140. It's a slow lap. We'll go on board with Max. Didn't do a double run. No, he did not. Cohen also coming into the box. We haven't seen a lap time from Dan or Lebanese yet. But Dan crossed the line. Does a 29.6. Goes 12th fastest. Jump on board with Lebanese just to see where he is. Looks like he's still on a out lap. Oh, we've got Mila in the chat. It's tier 1 driver, isn't it? I honestly cannot keep track of who's tier 1 and tier 2. I struggle so much. There's so many of you. Where's that McLaren come from? Did they just reverse on track? Got Kyle in the Twitch chat. Holy Jesus, what's a lap? What's a lap indeed. 0.6 fastest of anyone else right at the start of this session. Still waiting on Ben and Richie's to set their lap times though. See what your teammate does. In a moment's time. We'll go on we'll follow Lebanese around for a lap because I believe they are the only one currently on a lap. Unless Ronco is. No, Ronco is on a lap. 107 in that middle sector. He's going to cross the line. What will the time be? It's going to be a 29.5. Goes 12th fastest. Jump back on board with a Lebanese though. Because he is also setting his first lap of the session. Or first proper lap of the session, I'd say. Mason in the chat as well. Redeeming a hydrate. I will grab a drink at some point. I once again, I'm not prepared enough for this. As Lebanese goes purple in that middle sector. See if he can carry that momentum through the final sector. Only two corners, 2 proper corners in sector 3 round it. I need to mute my phone. Across the line, Lebanese will come. Is it a better? Yeah, 29.4, 0.2 behind Hotshot Hippo. And Richie is next to start his lap, and Ben up next behind him. Don't think I'm missing anyone. As Lucas on a lap. Lucas is on a lap, but he's not improving by the looks of things. These 2 Alpine drivers, they are so unbelievably close. Jamie into the pits. Lucas did not improve. As Soup is flooding my messages on Xbox. What's he saying? Invite to party if possible. I'm commentating, man. swear I hate Antonelli. For what? Holding Norris up. Gotta do what he's gotta do, really. Yeah, it will be interesting to actually have a championship finale closing off in Abu Dhabi after 4 years at this point. Pass 1-2, you think, exponents? What do you think Richie's got in his back pocket, sliding around as he starts the third sector? I can't speak English today. Also, purple in that middle sector. We did see Lebanese go purple in the middle when he's only P12. Because that was very close between him and the Mercedes at the apex that corner. Maybe slightly impeded, but across the line, Richie will come. It's P12, 29.3. Running the number 77, certainly better than what Valtteri Bottas did in his last year of Formula 1. Sorry, mate. Norris would have got P5 if it wasn't for Kimi's mistake. That 2 points are important. They are important. I'm not too sure who I should be following at this point. I keep looking at the chat. It's not either Aston Martin. I don't believe Gabart isn't on that, but he has just started it. The other Mercedes, I can't find. Hotshot Hippo, he's coming into the pits. There is a V-carb on track. Is that Lebanese? It is. No, I think Thomas might be on a lap. He's 4 tenths up currently when he crossed the middle sector. And crosses a line. Does improve by 2.5 tenths. Goes up to P8. So another position for the V-carb. Ronco did complete a lap there, but did not improve enough to gain any positions. I believe a Williams improved. Yeah, Q1 did by 3 tenths. Goes P9, just ahead of Thomas. Oh, Ben did settle up. I completely missed that. Ben did settle up, went 28.4. That's P6 for him. There is a Red Bull riding the arse of Gabite in that final corner. Maybe Braden after a free slipstream. Or did he catch him on his lap? Because Braden's going to cross the line, goes P13. Meanwhile, Gabite doesn't improve. Richie following in Eri Hop into the pit lane. Another McLaren coming into the pits as well. It's just jumping board. If you're saying Lewis, that means you're delusional. Question, if Max wins this championship, is he considered the best racing driver of all time? No. I'm going to say no. I think that's the safe answer. Yeah, statistically, it is Lewis. Most podiums, most poles, most race wins, were tied for most championships. You can't really argue that fact. Is he the best driver though? Who knows? I'm just staring at people going into the pits. I should really be concentrating on people like, well, not Cal. I don't think he's on my lap. Who should I be paying attention to right now? Not Braden. He's coming in the pits. We are at that stage, to be fair, where I don't think anyone is doing a lap time. At the moment, Max is an absolute monster. That Red Bull isn't. You know, I'm not saying it's all the Red Bull car, because it's obviously not the fastest car. But tracks like Qatar and Monza, like, you know, high-speed tracks do definitely suit that Red Bull. So it's good that you can maximise it and take a race win like you did in Qatar. And even if the car's not the quickest, you know, you've got people like GP and the strategist team helping them out. McLaren did bottle Qatar, though. They absolutely bottled it with that strategy. Qatar was definitely McLaren. Yeah, high downforce. Yeah, you're right. No, I can't disagree with you there. Qatar was definitely a McLaren track, but I'm saying it's not terrible for a Red Bull. It wasn't terrible for the Red Bull car. Odds hotshot Hippo puts it in a pit wall. No idea. 20 to 1. He's a tenth and a half up on his lap though. That will be enough to put him P11. The Kizza 40. Thank you for the follow. And Kyle. I think and Ben as well. Not too sure if I read that one out already. Busy also seems to think that Hotshot Hippo will put it in the pit wall. As Hippo does improve. Yeah, it does improve over Philly Duck. Cutting the track there, rushing to get back into the pit lane. We have no rules on that, to be fair. Like, you can do that. As long as it's done safely, of course. Should we go have a look at Dan? Is Dan on a lap? Dan is not on a lap. Lebanese? I think he might be on a lap. 2014 Mercedes level sandbagging. Who's that, Hippo? I've only driven on this track once, Mila. It was a co-op career race with Soup, and I DNF'd. No, that's a lie. I think I got like P7 in a Haas after 3 restarts. Long story. I wish I'd streamed it, although I kind of wish I didn't, just because of what of the words that I may have used against the AI drivers. Into the final corner, Lebanese comes to improve to set a second lap in this session. He is 4 tenths up on that middle sector split though. Can he improve up into the top 10? He's going to cross the line. It's going to be a 29.0. Enough to improve by 3 positions up to P13. I don't think he'll get another lap in, so he's only going to fall down the order for the rest of this session. There's a McLaren coming through the last corner. That might they're starting a lap, but it is Ben, so we will have to keep an eye on him. There are still quite a few cars in the pit lane garage though. 2 minutes 20 left in this session, and you probably want to go out now. Philly Dut's on an outlap. Cal's on an outlap. Was Richie on an outlap? Does not look like they are on an outlap, but there might be some drivers up in front that are on a lap. It's not. Thomas is not one of them. Kuon's not one of them. I think Ben is ahead of Richie though, so we'll go. That's not Ben. That's the other McLaren. They're on an outlap. So yeah, no, it is Richie that we want to keep an eye on then. For 7 tenths up in that middle sector. Exponents might have been right here. If he can carry that momentum, it could be a Haas 1-2 in this qualifying session. 8 tenths up in that middle sector, so that's enough to go into the top 7 ahead of Jesko. What is it going to be? He's going to cross the line. It's going to be a 28.4. Goes P7 just ahead of Jesko. 8.5 tenths improved on that lap. We'll jump on board with Ben because I believe he's the next one on track to set a lap. He's 2 tenths down though after that middle sector. Nesby did improve on his lap. When did that happen? Nesby did improve on his lap, and then Every Hop as well. They did both improve. They're not too far away from Kyle now on their laps. But Ben, cross the line, he will come 29 to 28.7. Does not improve, fortunately. We'll jump on board with Kuon, because I believe... No, that's not Kuon, it's the other Williams. Where's the other Williams? That's Nesby. Every Hop, are they on a lap? They just started their laps. So it's Braden crossing the line. Kyle also crossing the line. Philly Dart, it's not missed their lap because they're going to cross the line. 500's up. They don't improve position, unfortunately, for them. Hippo did go back out on track with the other Mercedes. Went out as well. That's Gabite. He's still last in this qualifying session. Alpines are starting a lap. Jesko starting his final lap of the session. Where's the other Ferrari? That's Dan on a lap as well. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed and confused on who I should be looking at. Cow invalidated his lap, so P18's as good as he's going to get in this session. Lebanese and Hippo, they're in the pits. Q1's done. Let's jump on board with Azam. They're 3/10 up in the middle sector. Can they challenge for pole? No, they cannot. 28.4. That's P3 for now. Still lots and lots of drivers with lap times ready to set here. 4/10 up in the middle sector for Max. He's going to cross the line. 3.5 tenths improved. Stays P19, unfortunately. Ronco's going to cross the line just behind him. Doesn't improve. It's not Gabite. Where's Hippo? Oh, Hippo's just driving around on track. He didn't make it to the line. Jump on ball with Ben. Invalidated. At some point of the lap, Nesby's invalidated. So Kyle might have 2 provisional poles here in a row as my audio's gone all fucked up. Hopefully that hasn't transferred over on the microphone. He's going to get a small slipstream off of the Red Bull in front. Crosses the line, he comes, expands his provisional pole gap by 3.5 tenths. It's 27.4. Will that be your pole timer? Has anyone got something in their back pocket ready to use? You've still got both Alpines ready to set that up, although Jamie's in a wall, unfortunately, so that's his qualifying definitely over. Fillied up, crosses the line. Not improving at all. We'll go back onto Lucas then. Doesn't improve either. Jesco did improve though, did a 28.0. 5 inches behind Dazam. And Dan improved as well there by 4 tenths up to P14 for him. There's a slow Aston Martin on the track. That's Cal. Probably out of fuel, but that will be your qualifying order for this session. And we spent most of it talking about Max versus Lewis. No, we didn't. But still. I don't think Cal was the right signing. You can't say. You got to give him a chance. Didn't he thought he was going to get pole? I've got no idea. Four tenths at the front of the field there for Kyle. His second pole position of this season. Last time out in Bahrain, he transferred it into a Grand Slam. Can he continue that momentum into the race today? It's Nesby aligns P2 for the second time this season. Dazam, McLaren's reserve driver, goes P3. Jesco P4, Eri Hop just behind in P5. Both Alpines once again together on the grids. It's Ben in the other McLaren goes P8, so already a better start to what McLaren had last season with their actual drivers. And I didn't have time to read out the rest of the grid, but it's someone, someone and someone to finish off the top 10. So, I don't know how I did that. You might not be a tier 2 driver after this race. Maybe, I don't know, it's not my decision, it's Tommy's. I mean, somebody needs to be top of T2. True, you are not wrong. Because if you cut out the best, there would be 0 drivers left. You are correct. You are correct. I don't know. It's Dummy's decision at the end of the day. I'm only FIA and a commentator. But the lights are ticking away in the top left of your screens that you can't see. It's lights and away we go. Looks like Nesby's got a fairly decent start up against Kyle at the front of the order. They're all I can't talk, but they look like they're 6 wide down the order. Hopefully a clean run. 4 wide on the engine for both McLaren's, Jesco and Eri Hop. Nesby and Formula Kyle have got this one out clear as Eri Hop is riding the back of Richie on the exit of turn 2. Hotshot Hippo. No, who am I looking at? Bad start for Lucas and Jamie Dodger though. They've fallen ways down the orders. Lucas goes around the outside of Thomas on the exit of turn 4. Still side by side, Richie and Hotshot Hippo. Hopefully a clean run. Looks like Hippo didn't have much space there. And he's ghosted. Up in front, Ben Clipsey goes wide, and the Haas of Richie's going to send it to the inside. They're still alongside on the exit. Margins of space left there on the exit for the McLaren. There's still Dan and Philly out there side by side. His Hotshot Hippo goes for a send on Dan. It does make it stick. Doesn't leave the space on the exit, though, and they're both nearly going the wall. Bahrain is absolutely chaotic. That's Dan and Hippo still side by side. Max is going to have a look to the inside though. There's contact and he nearly spins out. But through goes Lebanese there. 4 corners in one position. 4 positions in 1 corner. I can't talk. And Gabite, the Mercedes who started last this race, up to P16. make it P15 as Dan goes off the track. There's a Sauber of Ronco spun at the back there. Kuhlmann's had an awful start, 5 seconds back from anyone else at the moment. Max and Hippo though side by side. Is Kyle still your leader on this lap? Just pay attention to Hippo and Max, because that is a scrap worth watching. We'll fast forward up the order because Ben and Richie are side by sides. Keep an eye on this. They're both leaving each other the space. I say that. Ben might have had to pick up a track limit warning there. But Braden P15 still. There's still a massive battle in your bottom 6. Everyone's so close. Worst ad break ever. Oh dear. Oh dear. But Dan to the outside by the looks of it. Could not make that one work. Now I say that, he's still alongside Lebanese. Oh, contact there up ahead between Braden and Cal. I think Cal has been able to keep that going. I don't know why I look behind me. Look at these two. Oh, Dan cuts the track. I don't think he's going to get that corner, unfortunately. But Ben and Richie still battling. This is another fight that we need to pay attention to because these two seem really close on pace. Let's just remind ourselves of the tyres because we didn't have a look before the race. Carl started on the softs here, but in fact both Hasses did, along with JB and Gabai and Dan, the only also on the softs. Hippo once again the only driver to start on the hards. But Ben has fallen a ways down behind Richie during this lap. Might be the dirty air. Don't think he's got damage. We'll go on board with Lucas though. He might have a run on Thomas. No, he won't. He hasn't got the battery to have a run. There are all so many cars flashing down the start-finish straight here. There's a massive gap between Gabai and Philly up ahead. What's happened there? But Hippo and Max are side by side into turn 1. Looks like Hippo's got the space. That apex so difficult to leave the space for though. I say that, Hippo's just completely shoved off Max on the exit. Look at this battle. It's like it's Abu Dhabi 21, but there's stuff going up ahead. They're 3 wide here. I was going to go have a look at Luke, Thomas and Jesco, but never mind. Because Braden's come out of nowhere, but still alongside Hippo here. This is not helping them stay with the train up in front. They're 3 wide once again. Hippo's got the insides. Braden's last on the brakes though, and he will take the corner on the exit. As I think Max went for a send as well. It's so difficult to keep up with all of the action here in Bahrain. It's only lap 3. This bottom 6 so close together. I can't look away. Lebanese and Cal. I think yeah, Lebanese getting DRS overtake there, and massive trend. Oh, more contact. Cal is. I don't know what's happened there, but Cal is just completely rammed Hippo off the track. Really bad camera angles, but thanks EA. Hopefully F127's better. Yeah, Stewards Report's going to be busy tonight, I fear. Oh, well, Hippo's going to return the favour, go for a send. Cal not having any of it. Completely turns across Hippo there. You do have to leave a car's width at the apex. If someone goes for a dive bomb, you've got to make an attempt to avoid it. That is the rules. For any drivers listening in the commentary box saying that, looks like Eri up, trying to have a look on Jesco on the exit of turn 4. As Hippo picks up a 3-second tyre penalty for corner cutting. As he's now battling Ronco for 18th down the order. Hey, that Ronco looks like he's gone straight off at turn 4. We'll go have a look at him briefly just to see if he's got damage. Although EA's being... Is he retired? Not a clue, but Nesby has taken the lead on this. I haven't even been looking at the lead of this race. Looks like Nesby might have the up on Formula Kyle. Well, I say that. Could have the up on Formula Kyle today. He's going to take away that chance of Kyle getting a Grand Slam in this race. No, who cares about Jesco and Eri? I'm just trying to... I'm trying to get everyone here, exponents. I cannot just stare at Formula Kyle and Richie or race. But I will here today. Will Kyle... Well, Kyle's got his battery switched off. He's not after taking P1 for Nesby. Maybe the soft tyres already falling off in this race. Jesko and Jamie having a bit of a battle. Lucas and Arihop just behind, also side by side here. As there's yellow flags in half a corner on this track. There's a slow Williams of Kuon coming out that last corner. But Jesko and Jamie side by side. Jamie, I can't talk. Jamie is ahead at the apex, but Jesko, look at the run he's got around the outside there. Bit of a twitch on the exit. He's done an endo. How has a Formula 1 car done an endo in a traction zone? But he's going to drop 4 positions because of that. I think that might have been a bit of a game glitch as Ronco's retired from the session in the pit lane. Thank you very much, sir, for doing so in the pits. Go have a look at the Alpines, maybe. Never mind. We should be looking at Richie and Dazam. It looks like Dazam's had a bit of an error. He's dropped a couple seconds. Not sure what happened there, but that is both Hasses on the podium at the moment on lap 5. We've looked at the tyres long enough. Let's just see the biggest winners so far in this race. It does look like Richie 6 positions up. Gabite though up 7. Didn't have great qualifying pace, but maybe that race pace is quite a bit stronger. Okay. I was like, why is Richie so slow? He hasn't got the DRS. Ben's going to say thank you very much. Can Thomas take advantage of that? Round the outside he will go. Oh, as Richie goes very deep. Through turn 1. Stay on the other. Philly Dart and just go battling behind on the exit of turn 1. Maybe we can get a look at that. As they are still side by side, but Thomas to the inside. Richie just turns across him a little bit there. And Cowell has retired from the session. He's retired on track at the end of the start-finish straight. God, Peebo is absolutely devastated right now. Hearing that news, one of his drivers already out on lap 6 of this race. But luckily, Philly Dutt still in the top 10. So Aston Martin, at the moment, I'm going to walk away from this one pointless. From the car still sat behind Nesby. I do wonder if he will go for a move down the start-finish straight on lap 7. Swear to God, these drivers, man, I'm going to start racing at some point. You might have to, just so you can actually have both cars finish. Let's go on board with Kyle because he's as close as he's ever been so far since Nesby overtook him. He's got the DRS open. He's draining that battery. Still behind him though. Maybe running slightly higher wings. To the inside he has a look. More than a look. He's ahead at the apex. Can Nesby try and have a look at the switchback? The old up and under maybe. Does not get the power down on the exit, but he has still got the another DRS zone. Nesby has the DRS. Kyle goes defensive. Nesby going for a massive turn of the steering wheel there. Drives off track. Kyle is ahead. Nesby's going to try and have a look for the old up and under once again. Massive slide from Kyle on the exit. It's going to give an opportunity for Nesby, but he backs out of it. Does not want to go side by side through the ES section of Sector 2. As Richie has come into the pits on lap 7 of this race to get off those soft tyres. Yeah, he's down to P16. On fresh mediums as Kuon picked up a 3-second tyre penalty in this race. Let's actually have a look at, keep an eye on the penalties. I don't want to look at tyres. Penalties. Nesby having another look to the inside alongside into turn 11 and does make the move happen as Braden picks up a 3-second tyre penalty as well, but he is now up into the top 10 with a 2-second gap down to Black Lebanese. Kyle maybe just trying to scare Nesby a little bit in the final corner. Probably not a corner you want to overtake, and considering the DRS zone just after. The overtake button on once again for Kyle. Can he make the move happen? 2 laps in a row. Yes, he will. What a send. Gets to slow down at the apex though. Nesby's still going to try and go for the switchback as they're side by side through turn 2. Nesby's got on the exit this time over Kyle. Who's got the DRS though? Neither of them, by the looks of things. It's Gabite 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Kyle up to the inside once again. Oh, another slide for him. Really struggling at turn 4. Is the Haas man. Gabby. We've got 3 cars in the pit lane. That's why all the order's going all funny. Towards the bottom. Thomas P4. Absolutely incredible. Dommy wants an invite. I think we've got a window to give him that. There we go. Gap's starting to open up at this point. Everyone will be on different tyre wears. It'd be nice if everyone had their telemetry on, because then I could actually see the tyre wear pop up on graphics every now and then. That would be quite nice. Richie on a charge though on those fresh tyres on the back of Hotshot Hippo and the Mercedes. Nesby's actually dropped Formula Kyle by a second. Can he carry that all the way down to the DRS detection point though? It does look like he's got the straight line speed over Kyle. Is Kyle out of battery, I wonder? He's not, but Nesby certainly is. 2% there on the bottom. Kyle on 38, so he might be able to get back on the DRS if he just burns a little bit. Never mind, he's going to come into the pits on lap 8, get off those soft tyres. What, 10 lap stints on the mediums to the end of the race? Definitely a 2-stop strategy. Can I get an invite if I come in the game? No. No, you cannot. Apologies, got a lot of cars in the pit lane though. Jesco having a look to the outside with the DRS on airy hop. Yeah, easy move, simple move for him. In the pit lane, Thomas definitely on a 2-stop. He comes off the mediums, goes on to another set. And that will promote Max up to P9 and P8 in this race, but he does still need to pit, although he's racing Kyle on the exit there. Oh, he's nearly got front wing damage. Did the Haas driver, but around the outside with the DRS. Should be a nice simple move for him. There's Max Tupson to the slipstream of Kyle, as we're seeing. There's Hippo really not wanting to leave the space to the other Haas, Richie, who's on the fresh mediums. What happened? Why is he P15? He pits, Debo. Who's Kuon and Ben Clip 2? Kuon is Calzinho, or Kua. As reported, Richie returning the favour to Hippo, not leaving the space on the exit there. And Ben is a reserve driver, free agent. Hippo to the inside. Does he leave the space on the exit turn 10? Yes, he does, but Richie has got that DRS. And Hippo will just tuck back behind the slipstream, maybe try and have another look into the braking zone. No, he won't. Got on board with Thomas though, because he's also on the fresh tyres. He's burning the overtake through the swoopy sections at the end of sector 2. And he's got the move, and right as that happens, Hippo disconnects from the session. I'll give him a quick invite. There he is. There's Eri Hop, Black Lebanese and Dazam in the pits as well. We'll go have a look on Dazam as Richie and Formula Kyle fly past. So Richie keeping that position. Thomas James has overtaken Richie down the start-finish straight though with the DRS fresh tyres as well. Can he maybe use them to get the exit? He is burning that battery. He's really trying to defend here from Richie, and Richie's letting him defend. He's not burning his battery. He's not trying to go for the move once again. He's just going to sit behind and recharge. As Phillied out and Eri Hop having a small little battle there. Phillied up the DRS to around the outsides. Has left the space for Eri Hop as he goes to slightly defensive through the S's. But these two do have a not a disconnected driver, but a driver on the older tyres. And Jamie's undercut. I'm really not sure if it's working at the moment. 4 cars still yet to pit in this fight. 5 cars still yet to pit in this race in the top 6. Who am I looking at? The other Williams. I want to be looking at this Williams. Does Nesby come into the pits? Oh, yes. So most people are on the 2-stop here. No one's trying to do the 1-stop. By the looks of things. Ben will follow Nesby into the pit lane. Will Lucas, as Ben picks up a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pits. Oh dear, as Lucas does stay out for another lap. That he will take the lead in this race then temporarily. Jesco also speeding in the pits. I think that's the 4th one we've seen so far. At least if everyone's getting them, it's not really ruining a race. It's Thomas and Max here battling slightly. Max has had the DRS, Thomas up to P5 then. And Richie just behind. Also following through as Max picks up a 3-second on the entry. into turn one, maybe leaving a bit too much space. What's going on here between Jesco, Hippo, Philida, and there we hop. It's Hippo getting the exit over Jesco despite being on the much older tyres, but I guess that's cold tyres for you. They do need to warm up. Jesco really in the slipstream here. He's going to choose to sit behind through turn 4, but look all the extra traction he's got. I say that, Philida having a look to the insides. Jesco moving right across him though. Rams him once again. Despite Philida really aggressive on the steering wheel there. And understeers completely, as I've just seen a Ferrari and what I thought was a McLaren going off into the wall. I know, it just appeared to be a Red Bull. I think I've got some lag, because Jesco seems okay in this race. There's Braden to the inside. Cannot make it stick on the exit. Stretch? I don't need to stretch. Oh, maybe I do. Oh, no back crack. That's a shame. Oh, Richie. Richie and Thomas. Richie actually going for a move there. Maybe he thinks he's faster. Went for the move. Thomas has got that overtake button on once again, though. He will have the DRS as well. Richie goes defensive, but I don't think there's really much point at the start of this straight. That's going to leave Richie vulnerable to Ben Clipchew. Ben still in the slipstream of Thomas in front. He's got the outside. Can Richie fight this on the entry? No, he cannot. Although saying that, Ben does go a little bit deep. But Richie not getting the exit that he wants, as Max has gone straight on at turn 1. He's still on those 11 lap old mediums. So maybe struggling under the pressure of the Zam and Jamie. Go on board with Philida. Hippo going defensive. Philida to the outside. Oh, there's a big contact there between him and Hippo. Hippo ghosting and dropping a few seconds behind Philida here. Oh, Hippo, though, is right on the arse of Braden through the S's. He's going to have a look to the inside. Does he leave the space on the exit? Oh, just barely. I say that. He's not eager to move back across. Braden does choose the line here. Braden, yeah. There's a lot of pushing and shoving in this race so far. All my driver thinks they are Max Verstappen. Yeah, but Peebo, Philly, that's doing quite alright. I think Hippo might think he's Max Verstappen. As he cannot make the dive bomb work on the 8 lap older hards against Dr. Braden. Jesco's going to say thank you very much. Swoops down the inside. Hippo's going to have a look though. There's a lot of contact watching this Mercedes. Jesco turning right on the exit there, I think. And Black Lebanese goes through once again. Takes advantage of all the chaos. And will take a position or two. As Jesco not leaving the space for Lebanese there on the exit. They've both got a track. Lebanese, that's going to give him a track limits warning. Will he have the DRS? No, he won't. Somehow, though, does have the straight line maybe over Jesco. Hippo. Jesco's all over the place here in this race, isn't he? I'm going to stay on the onboard. Hippo goes late on the brakes into turn 1. Oh, just a bit of contact between him and the Ferrari. That's going to drive them both straight into Lebanese. But Lebanese does get a clear run on the exit there. Really no casualties caused there. I say that, and Jesco's gone for a pirouette up against Derry up there. Definitely does have damage. So many penalties up and down the field. We'll have a look at them shortly. As Philly Dutch retired on track in this session. So yeah, bad day for Aston Martin. Another double DNF. As Philly Dutch given up. Go on board with Airy Hop. Has a look to the inside of Lebanese. Does leave the space on the exit. Oh, I nearly had contact. Up against Hotshot Hippo in front. Lebanese has gone for the switchback on the exit though. He will be ahead. Going in. I say that, no he won't. Airy Hop does have that straight line speed. Oh, leaving the space is difficult. I can't choose a camera angle. Yeah, exactly. Why would you leave? There's still so much left in this race. I think I'm going to go on board with Thomas, though. Because I think we're going to see him pass Richie once again in this race. And yes, we will. These two working together beautifully to try and catch up to Ben in front. Zam, though, not too far off. And he is taking Jamie with him. As Braden going past Max. Down the start-finish straight. Is Lucas going to have a look to that inside? We'll go on board with him. Max does leave the space. Quite beautifully indeed. Lucas will return the favour on the exit. Both with the DRS though. Up into turn 4. Is Max going to try and fight this one back? I don't think he can on such old tyres. As Jesco comes into the pits. For the second time in this race. I have completely ignored, like, the top 3. Well, maybe not the top 3, but the top 2 in this race, unfortunately. I think Kyle did get the undercut on Nesby, and he is 2.5 seconds clear. At the front of the order. Trying to keep up, but it is so difficult. As Ariop, I think, went down the inside of Hotshot Hippo into turn 10. You don't see moves there very often. Although I think we have in this race. This to be quite a common overtaking spot. Dazam having a look to the outside of Richie, up into the final corner. He has got a V-carb in front of him. He's got to be careful of that dirty air. I'd say they're both beautifully leaving the space, but Richie's just shoved the McLaren off on the exit. There might have been a bit of lag though. So, I'm not trying to... No, there's definitely lag involved here, isn't there? Definitely lag involved here. And Richie and Dazam has spun. Someone check his internet connection. Nesby does appear to be catching Carl, though. He's gained 9/10 over the last lap. I don't think that fight for the win has finished just yet in this race. Kyle not having as much of a dominant drive as he did in Spain. Oh, Ariel passing Max and going very wide through the S's. Maybe struggling for front tyre temps. Overheating a little bit. Who knows? Alright, let's go have a look at the front here. What's fastest lap saying? So Kyle does currently hold the fastest lap, 5/10 clear of anyone else. No bonus point, no. Unfortunately. Or is there a bonus point? I can't remember. Jamie, Richie and Dazat. Oh, so no, never mind. Richie's come into the pits on lap 16 of the race, probably for the hard tyres, and he's going to go to the end. Is anyone else in the pits? What has happened in that last corner? Max has a puncture. Lap 16 of this race. Max has a puncture on the medium tyres. So if you didn't know what the limit was on the mediums around here, that is your answer. 16 laps. Don't tell me he's going to try and go for the softs to the end. Surely not. Stay on board with Max, because I'm actually quite curious what his strategy is here. I think he's gone one lap too many. Surely to the end on the hard tyres for the last 13 laps in this race. Yes he will. Pole position and driver of the day. Who are you on about, Bebo? Ben's in the pits, serving his 10-second penalty. Painful wait for him there in the pits, as he's going to tumble down the order there. Might not lose too many positions though in the long run. He did have quite a big gap to Lebanese. I'd assume he still will be ahead. Might still be in the top 6 after everyone else pits. Jump back on board with Lucas. He did overtake Braden down the exit. There is Hotshot Hippo and Richie side by side once again. Richie went for the softs. Trying to do 13 laps on the softs. So it is a brave strategy, especially since we've just seen a mediums get a puncture on lap 16. Richie goes defensive. Hotshot to the inside still though. And Richie getting the move done in the break zone. Look at that gap. Pay attention to that gap between Nesby and Kyle, though, because it's only getting smaller and smaller as those hards become the better tyre against the mediums. Be able to get the DRS on this lap, though. I don't think we're far off away from seeing this lap 1 battle continue. Say that. Kyle's returned back into the pits to take his last pit stop in this race. What tyres will he be on? Softs, maybe? Or another set of mediums? Will be the set of the hards. Interesting. Do seem like a very good race tyre, though. As Thomas comes in the pits and gets a 10-second tyre penalty for speeding. Oh dear, that's his race. Well, I wouldn't say ruined. Might still be ahead of Lucas as he comes out the pit lane. No, not as Lucas pits. Never. Oh, this is confusing. Might be racing down on the exit, though. Might get held up. That's going to make it difficult to try and hold on to position come at the end of the race with that 10-second penalty. Go on board with Braden. Although, so now Richie and Thomas, they're battling. I didn't realise they were that close. Oh, well, they must have been. Yeah, those hards on that V-carb clearly not warmed up just yet. This race has started to quieten down, I think. Not to say that there is still a lot of stuff going on, though. As Gabby picks up another, oh no, his first 3-second time penalty of this session, and Richie's going to fly past the DRS. As we see Lebanese, Thomas and Braden to the pits. No, it's not Thomas. It's Ari Hop, so Red Bull double stacking. I think Richie has had the most fun in this race, though. Almost every time you look at him, every lap, he's battling someone. As he has just continued another battle with Thomas. So once again in this race, as Kyle makes the move past Zam. Down the start finish straight, back up to P3 for him. 18 seconds up to the race leader, who does still need to pit in this race. I think Nesby might be trying to push to the end. Maybe in for the soft tyres. Short stint to the end of the race. I'll go back on Thomas and Richie, though, because these two are having a lovely little scrap. DRS for Thomas. Turn 1, nice simple move. It's still a move nonetheless. Of course, these two with penalties. It is kind of a foregone closure that Richie will win in this battle. Come the end of the race, Lebanese and Dan. They're not battling. Dan's in the pits. Medium tyres for him. There he up, flying past. Start finish straight. Still P11. Who? Let's have a look at the tyres again. So, I mean, we're going to assume that Jamie's got to pit again. Zhao might have to pit again. Nesby might pit again. Maybe not. Maybe not Nesby. I'm concerned about Richie though. I don't know how long those softs are going to last. Formula Kyle making a move on Jamie. Maybe at the worst place possible though, because Jamie will have to DRS down the start-finish straight. Never mind, Jamie's in the pits. So maybe not a bad place to overtake at all. That will give Dazam the DRS though. Maybe I can't even say a chance of getting back at Kyle. As Old Hard's going to be a struggle for him to the end of the race. Yeah, you can see that massive snap of oversteer on the exit there. I don't ever think that was lag. I think that was general oversteer. Let's go back on board with Thomas and Richie. So once again swapping on the start finish straight. Jamie will come out P7 in this race. Side by side with Ben Clipdew. Very respectful with the room though. Ben maybe leaving a bit too much. Picks up another warning. That'll be a 3-second time penalty for him. I think Nesby might actually be going to the end. And if those tyres can make it, certainly the right strategy if he can continue the pace he's going and save the tyres, because Kyle's only catching about a second a lap. Very interesting to see what happens come the end. Jules in the chat cheering on Kyle. That is a big gap for him to close in though, in only 7 laps left of this race. Surely Nesby staying out to the end as the Zam comes into the pits for his final stint in this race. Soft tyres, surely? No, mediums. Doesn't think the softs will hold the grip to the end. To be fair, he might be right, but Richie is pulling off a mega stint on those soft tyres. Look at this DRS train behind Thomas, though. Oh, big swoop for Jamie into turn 1. He's going to have the insides. Why are we looking at the McLaren? We want to be looking at Jamie. In this battle, he looks like he's got the better exit. Those softs surely dying off already. Battery on. Should be quite an easy move unless Richie fights it back into turn 4, as he will. Jamie gives him the space. Bit of contact there. Richie just understeering into the Alpine. As Hotshot, Hippo and Dan battling in turn 1. And we're going now. Good luck, everyone. Thanks for stopping by, Peebo. Hope to see you Tuesday for Tier 1. But unfortunately, Peebo cannot get new drivers. Was his current 2 are signed. Transfer window is closed. So any TP unhappy with their driver lineup. Can't really do anything about it until round 8. There's Jamie to the inside of Thomas, maybe? Brakes slightly earlier, though. He will have the DRS down the start finish straight. There's a yellow flag. That's Jesco in the middle sector. Go on board with him to see what he's up to. Gabite's got to be careful here. Oh, Gabite's done it though. Despite being on the older tyres, and Jesco's gone straight off. Not sure if he was forced off a little bit, yeah. There's more yellow flags in Sector 3. Really not sure why though. Let's go on board with Jamie and Thomas as they're side by side through turn 4. Oh, there's contact. Nothing too major though. All these drivers doing very well to save their cars. I think I would have been in the wall if I was Jamie there. Well, I was in time trial earlier and I couldn't save the car one bit. We'll go on board with Dan. There's Dan and Hippo battling further. Nope. Jesco has retired from the session though. That is in the pit lane. So good on Jesco for retiring safely in this race. McLarens are with each other. We'll go have a look on the penalties, because I know some of you might want to see See, that's Richie now. 3 seconds. Another 3 seconds. Richie Pitt. Didn't even notice. So he's got quite a margin to catch back up to where he was in this race. Soft tyres, maybe not the best option. Look at this battle. In Sector 3, both McLarens to the inside of the Alpine and the V-Carb. Dizam locks up, but he's alongside with the Alpine. Oh, does Ben have the DRS though? That's my question. Let's go on board. It doesn't look like Jamie or Ben had the DRS. So Dizam going to swoop past his teammate. Thomas is going to follow. Thomas is having a look to the inside of Dizam, maybe. Yes, he is, but following alongside a car that laggy. Very, very scary moment. And Ben's going to go around the outside of the both of them. Take advantage. Back up to P5 for him. Thomas not done with this yet. Ben completely turning across. Thomas, though, into turn 4. And that is Thomas round, I think. He cannot have that with a 13-second penalty. He doesn't want to drop down the field. Doesn't want to lose any positions. We'll go back on board with Azam. Although that is a really painful watch. As yellow flags on start finish straight. I don't know who keeps causing these yellow flags. Jamie has pulled a second over Ben, so Ben will not have the DRS on the exit of turn 10. His teammate will, though. Will his teammate try and go for the move on him? Does look like he will. Overtake on DRS open. Nice, easy move for Zam there. In the last 3 laps, Pyle has only caught 4 seconds, so as long as Nesby doesn't get a puncture in this race, I think it's safe to say that Nesby might take the win here. Look at the gap between the top 4 there. Absolutely incredible stuff. So just all the battling going on in the midfield. Not even the midfield, this isn't midfield. It's just all the battling going on all the way down the order. I'm not surprised the gaps are so large. While I was saying that, Lucas is on old tyres. Both Alpines having an awful start to this race. They have recovered incredibly well here. More yellow flags. That'll be Dan. He's in the wall. Pretty much exactly what we saw Jesco do in Sector 1. Is that a VFC? No, full safety car for that. So on lap 24 of this race, Bert Mailander has been called out. This is exactly what happened in Spain. Right at the end of the race, there was a safety car. I think that might have been Tier 1, though. Yeah, that was Tier 1. I'm getting them mixed up. That is absolutely perfect for Nesby. He's going to have the track position. He's going to have the opportunity to pit. Everyone's going to be on soft tyres. So anyone who saved their softs at the end of qualifying is going to be in a perfect situation here. And I'm sorry to say, I don't think Richie's one of them on his 3-stop strategy. But Nesby into the pits as expected. He's going to get off of those 14-lap-old hards. What a guardian angel there for Nesby. Although I think it would have been alright to the end. I will have to ask him after the race what his tyre wear was when he pit. But Max nearly lapped in this race. That was really close. Really close for him. Not a single driver lapped in this race, unlike Spain, where we had about 4 in the first 5 laps. So, although pace seems to be better than last weekend, cleanliness certainly hasn't. Nesby went for the mediums though. Despite the fact that there'll only be 3 laps of racing, he's decided to go on the mediums. Maybe he didn't have a fresh set of softs. Kyle, though, certainly does have a fresh set of softs. Lucas, too. I would say the Alpines are double stacking, but they've got the gap between each other. The McLarens, though, they're definitely double stacking. And unfortunately for Dizam... Oh, no, Ben stayed out. Ben wants the track position, despite... Really? Oh, he doesn't have the 10 seconds. Thomas does pit, though. He will serve his 10 seconds. So, safety car kind of being a saving grace for him. He's going to drop a few positions. But not nearly as much if he stayed out with that 10. Richie, though, also not pitting. Will he be ahead of Dizam on the exit? No, he won't. And Jamie cutting the pit exit lines there. It's alright, fully legal. Done safely, of course. What's going on? Has there been some illegal overtaking? Chaos going on here? I mean, you don't really want to stall the safety car when it's going to be in at the... I don't think this lap, the end of next lap. So I have a feeling a few cars might not catch up. Because they are a long ways back, especially those bottom three coming down the start-finish straight now. Maybe even Eri Hopburn behind might struggle to catch the safety car. What a spicy way to end this race in Bahrain. Though, I don't think Nesby's too happy. He seems to have that race win in the bag until that safety car came out. Why does it keep telling me that Nesby and Kyle... Well, it's not saying Kyle's swapping positions at all. Just... whatever. Yeah, bad day to have track limit penalties though, isn't it? Especially if you've got more than 3. 3-second gap, you might be able to quite easily pull when there's battling behind, but 6, 9, certainly be tricky. But I imagine the safety car will be in this lap. Yes, it is. And Nesby slowing down, does have to stay above 50 miles an hour though. Gotta be careful of that. $50 miles an hour or 80 kilometers an hour. Yeah, and like I said, quite a few cars not catching the train in this race. Lebanese might be able to though, and Hotshot Hippo. Has Nesby gone? Yeah, he has decided to go out of the final corner. I think Kyle's expected that one quite well. Everyone burning their batteries on the ways down into turn 1. Look at all of them trying to get the slipstream on each other. And surprisingly, no position change in that top 5. But Jamie having a look to the insides of Richie. Oh, there's contact there. As Richie had Dr. Braden on the outside. It's going to demote Jamie a few places, but look at Braden and Thomas. They're still side by side. Lucas overtaking Ben into turn 4. They do appear to still be side by side though, so let's have a look at this. Ben with a bad exit. His teammate's driven to the back of him. Where is my UI gone? I can't see what's going on. And Braden to the outside of Thomas. Once again as he defends his position. Ben and Dazam still battling though. Ben didn't... Oh, Ben's going to fall down like a rock, isn't he? He didn't pit in this race. His Dan's retired on track. Zezan in the chat cheering on Braden. Good to see you, Zezan. Oh, what's going on with Eri Hop? Nothing. Wait, what is going on with Eri Hop? I couldn't see him there. Looks like Hippo's got wing damage though. I wonder if there was a collision between him and the Red Bull. Go on board with Richie because he's right on the gearbox of Ben on those older tyres. As you can see, 11-lap-old hards against the 5-lap-old mediums. Richie's going to go to the inside. Remember, they won't have DRS down the start-finish straight. They only have 2 DRS zones to use for the rest of this race. Nesby sets a new fastest lap of the day at 1:30.0. But he does still have Formula Kyle on his back. We'll go and have a look at that battle. Doesn't look like Kyle's gone for it just yet. They all need to recharge in this top few. There's a bit of chaos though as Dr. Braden and Ben wheel locking. Braden and Jamie side by side on the exit turn 1. Looks like Jamie's gotten the better of that one over the McLaren. Thomas going a bit defensive because Jamie's having a bit of a look, weaving through the braking zone as Thomas has Jamie got on the run on Thomas on the exit there. Does not look like he's gotten enough though. As Lebanese and Braden now battling the two Red Bulls. Well, kind of two Red Bulls. Battling for P9. They do have track limit penalties, so that is for position. There's the two Mercedes battling down the order 2. Dizam and Lucas side by side. There's a bit of ghosting on the exit of turn 10 there. Let's go on board with Kyle. Let's see who has had the pace. From the safety car restart, looks like Nesby, and he's got a small battery advantage, but Kyle will have the slipstream down into the final corner. Got to stay on board with this one. Through the last couple of corners in this race. It's been a long one. 77 minutes. No, not the race. It's been about 45, 50 minutes in this race. And through the final corner, Nesby and Kyle, 3 tenths between them. They come, but it will be a first Williams win this season. It's Nesby who takes the checkered flag. Kyle second. Lucas, great recovery from him. P3. Dizam as well. P4. Richie will take P5. So close there for Jamie Thomas, but after penalties, Jamie will take P5, Thomas P6, Richard down to P7 after his penalty gets served. Ben managed to hold on to P8 despite his penalty, and Braden and Black Lebanese will round off your point scorers. As we wait for Max to cross the line, there he comes. What a great race for Williams today. So close. Nesby and Kyle. I think we all thought Kyle was going to run away with that one, but no, Nesby has pulled a masterclass out of the bag there. That was a great race to watch. Congratulations to you all. Either Williams. Owner's podium celebration. Glorious stuff. I don't want to watch this podium celebration. Let's go have a look at these little stats. Most overtakes was Max. I don't think it was. To be fair, though, no, it was quite back and forth. Driver of the day, Richie. I've got to say, yeah, I kind of agree. So many battles he had that race. Nesby is your race winner and takes the fastest lap. 2 tenths clear of Formula Kyle with that fast lap. The top 5, none of which having penalties. And down the field, everyone else did. I will grab the race director before I forget. I think we're going to see a lot of track limit warnings. Maybe some appeals, as there was quite a lot of forcing off that we saw in that race. People not leaving their cars with. Just so many warnings in that race. So many. I can't take screenshots. I'll get the race order after the stream. But thank you to all of those who watched that wonderful race. And I will see you Tuesday for Tier 1. Also around Bahrain.